Welcome, podcast listeners. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You are joined by Mr. Matt No, you're not. You're joined by, oh my gosh, it is Josh.
Wee.
Indeed.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt. Oh, it has to happen, doesn't it? This is like...
It's one of the constants in the universe.
Oh, absolutely. It's as constant as gravity and as Christmas being an absolute ball ache to organise. It is one of those constants. It's officially December now, so I have no excuse not to get into the Christmas spirit. But
I have marginally got into the Christmas spirit.
Indeed.
So far.
Yeah, I was denying the family to put up any Christmas decorations until it hit December. So now I have absolutely no excuse.
Good man.
Indeed.
I mean, like, my mum had started putting up the decorations at home and the weekend, and I was just kind of like, I've stopped you long enough, you might as well now.
That's it. There's only so much that I can do here. I can only hold these floodgates closed for so long.
Yeah, that's pretty much right.
Indeed. So we've got a Brommy cast today. This is the Birmingham boys. That's
Boston, in it.
It is 8. So this is episode number 277 of the Fret Talk podcast. We're getting pretty fucking close to the 300 here, and that's a milestone.
That's a big milestone as far as podcasts go. I think we're going to have to do something special for it, aren't we?
Probably. I might do a fully naked podcast, but because it's...
I'm going to say it's a podcast that's only going to be sufferable for us.
Indeed. You fuckers can absolutely deal with it. Oh, excellent. Right, so we will start the way that we usually do with what we have been up to this week. You've been a bit of a busy boy, doing a little bit of recording for Pedalboards of Doom, have you not, Mr. Josh?
I have been doing some Pedalboards of Doomy stuff. I have, as probably people that have been obviously following on Pedalboards of Doom, we were lucky enough to get a nice collection of the K-Line G series pedals. And
Indeed.
After having a bit of time playing with them and getting used to them and finding what I liked about them, it was time to shoot some videos for them, and I think people are going to like them.
Absolutely.
He says.
So we've, like, both me, you, and Mikey have taken 4 each, which covers the entire lineup, haven't we?
Yeah. So for those who aren't aware, I have been using I have shot videos on the Nasty Bear, which is like a silicon based kind of, I would say, silicon based fuzz.
Yeah, I think that's what they say in the
describe it.
It's a silicon transistor fuzz, but with the quote unquote spirit of a germanium, I think is what they say.
Yeah. I've been using that. The Eagle Eye Boost, which has been a really nice, don't want to spoil too much, but it's been a really nice pedal to use.
Yeah.
The Barn Owl Reverb, which, spoiler alert, has become one of my favourite pedals, I hate to say. And
it's a little bit of a beast, isn't it? The Barn Owl.
I have really been enjoying it more than I expected myself to enjoy. I thought I've been used to these quad cortex style reverbs, and it shut me up when I started using it.
Damn.
And I've been using the Tiger's Eye distortion as well.
Yeah, I must admit, when we first got them through, because you were the first out of me, you and Lee to get them through. You shot some like really quick kind of phone footage, and just like posted it in our little group chat. And the one that really impressed me was the Tiger's Eye distortion. I thought that is it's very well dialed in, and it was like a really tight metal kind of chunk to it.
I just hit up for my I would say, you know, pedal platform that I use for when I'm shooting videos is just a V40 Deluxe clean channel. You know, it's a predominantly clean channel anyway. And I was just like, okay, let's just straight up audio, nothing else. And I was like, this chugs, this chugs. And
I mean, that's a video title there, isn't it? This chugs.
Yeah, I mean, not to rip off another YouTuber that does very similar things. It really does cut through quite well, especially this is a little hint for all you people out there that have got some of the G series pedals.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to stack the pedals.
Oh,
that's my little Josh's tip, is to experiment.
Little Josh's tip.
Yeah, that's something I'm used to hearing quite often.
Put it away. Put little Josh's tip
yeah,
away.
And that. And yeah, if you have a little experiment with stacking some of the pedals, you can get what I would kind of say would be like a multi-gain stage amp sort of feel.
Yeah. And that's a question that comes up a load on just a lot across the guitar forums on Facebook, is like how to do gain staging and how to stack pedals properly. So I'd be really interested to hear that.
Yeah, gain stage, and I think it's a very specific thing because you kind of, I guess it's very much tailored to how you play yourself. It's not something I think somebody else can tell you to do. You've just got to kind of figure it out how you would do it yourself. But as I found out, like I'm not going to say which three because it'll be a future video at some point. But I have stacked 3 of them and are getting really good overdriven sounds out of it.
Well, I think that rules out the barn owl there, doesn't it? But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, so I'll be interested to hear like which order you've put them in and how it affects the sound as well. Awesome, I'm down with that. I've yet to do mine, so you're making me look bad here, man.
Well, I don't have a choice, so I'll start my new job next week. So probably like for the next month, I'm just not going to like have any time to shoot anything.
That's it. You got to be like balls to the wall, like knee deep within your new career. So
pretty much,
yeah, I get it. Whereas I might, fingers crossed, hopefully, please, I might have like a spare couple of days over the next month, so I might get mine shot. So keep tuning back into the podcast and listen out, because I'll be telling you as and when that happens. But this week I did a demo for a pedal that I've had for quite a while, and I've been trying to find the best way to do like a pedal boards of doom video for it, and I've still not wrapped my head around it. And the reason why I've been kind of struggling with it is because the pedal is so good and so versatile. I want to show off all of these features in it, and I just don't know how to cover it within the space of a video. So I thought to kind of to scratch the itch of like putting a video on this pedal, I did a no talk all tone on it. I was like, that'll stoke the fires and get that inspiration kind of churning over again. And
just copy the footage.
I mean, I could do that. That would be really fucking lazy. But no, I've already like recorded a little kind of bluesy track for the Pedal Boards of Doom video that I'll do for it. But we'll go into that a little bit more when that's closer to being finished. The no talk or tone for it is the Ritual Devices Grimalkin fuzz. It's the Grimalkin octave fuzz. But to pigeonhole it as an octave fuzz is to say one of the things that it can do. I've coined it as the most versatile fuzz pedal ever. And I don't think...
Ooh, that is...
It's quite the claim, but hear me out. Hear me out. So, on the no talk or tone, I managed to get kind of crunchy overdrive, like guitar rolled off fuzz tones, but just by using the pedal. I managed to get like super, super saturated guitar fuzz, like overdriven amp with a fuzz face in front of it kind of tones out of the pedal itself. There was the octave style fuzz pedal tones. There was the Velcro kind of bias on the transistors dipping below the normal kind of, like the normal juice you get into a transistor, and you're getting that kind of really gated Velcro-y style fuzz. And you also
it's like clipping itself almost in a way.
Yeah, it's you can hear it like almost kind of struggling to get the notes out. And then there was kind of synthy style, like synth style octave fuzz in there as well. So it does it all. It just does it all. And not only that, the graphic on the front, it looks like, you know, like those kind of really ornate Victorian like tile prints, like very kind of small and finite, like fine detail. But if you look really closely, the little detail are like tiny little cats. So it's just...
is that what it... Because I had seen it, you know, obviously for when you schedule your videos, I'd seen it pop up.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I was kind of looking at it going, what is that? Like, because it looks like that kind of the green, like checkerboard kind of sort of style. So, and I was trying to work it out.
Yeah, I mean, the Ritual Devices stuff it's all very much based on that like really ornate kind of Victorian style print kind of stuff. And there's some of them that are just kind of like swirly, very ornate patterns. This one is like just a bunch of like cats that correlate. So it's just this like weird little cat pattern. So it's a really cool little Easter egg when you like look into the fine detail. So like 10 out of 10 would fuzz again.
I am intrigued because, like you say, the claim of best, like most versatile fuzz is, it's bold.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the kind of the spluttery dying battery tones out of fuzzies before. I've got octave tones out of fuzzies before. I've got synthy tones out of fuzzies before, but none of which have been in one pedal. So I think, like, and it does them. It's not like you're getting a half-assed version of all of those sounds as well. They're really, really decent sounds. So I'm down for it. I am down to clown with the Grimmelkin fuzz.
I sorry. I have just remembered one thing that I have done this week.
What are we saying?
And I completely forgot. I got a Black Friday deal.
Oh, nice. What are we saying?
I have gone to our friends at Tate Effects.
Yes.
And I picked myself up an Antares. Yes, I did.
You are part of the club.
I am. I have been sitting on the fence for so long, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm finally getting one," and I have done, and I should hopefully have it on. Well, the day this is being shot, I should have it tomorrow. Hopefully,
nice.
And I can't wait to use it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and like talking about like versatile pedals, the Antares is it's one of those overdrive pedals that you can get so much out of.
I have. I'm just looking at my board now, and I have two overdrives on there. I've got an MXR GTOD, and I've got the the penis slayer clon. So
Yeah.
it's kind of going to be, I guess, like a completely different style of overdrive. So I am really looking forward to getting my hands on it and having a good play around.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if you like take some time to get to know the clean blend and the gain control and how they interact together, you will get so much out of that pedal.
I hope you are right. Well, I don't doubt it because, Stu knows what he's doing. He makes absolutely incredible pedals.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no doubt.
he's an absolute wizard. So, I to be fair, again, like I said, I've been on the fence with it for a while, just about pulling the plug on it, and then it was actually our man Phil Dyer who was just like, "Mate, I've got 3 of them. Get one," and I was just like, "Okay, fine."
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he, Phil?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like out of the entire lineup for the Tate Effect stuff, and I do like the majority of the lineup. In fact, actually, I'd choose any of them and put them on a board. But the Antares is the one that I would say peaks it for me. It's the cream of an already excellent crop.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, you got to let us know how you get on with it because it's really interesting to hear. Right, we've got some stuff to talk about this week. One of which, before we get onto the hot take, is some very, very sad news. Is that yesterday, like late hours of yesterday, there was some news come through that Christine McVie of the band Fleetwood Mac had passed away, which is like incredibly, incredibly sad. I know you're not particularly a big Fleetwood Mac fan, Josh, but like Fleetwood Mac have done like for me, I've enjoyed the eras of Fleetwood Mac. I've enjoyed the Peter Green stuff and the Buckingham Nicks kind of era of stuff as well. I always found myself drawn to the songs that are led by Christine McVie. I thought she was very underrated as a vocalist because like you've obviously got Stevie Nicks in the band, who's this bigger personality than a lot of the band, and kind of has got that showmanship. And Christine was always like the opposite, where she was very reserved and took the back seat and just kind of sat back and was like a dependable member of the band. So she kind of sunk back a little bit. But I always found the ones that were headed up by Christine were the ones that really spoke to me. So it's definitely a sad day for music.
I fully admit I'm not the biggest Fleetwood Mac fan in the world, but you can't underestimate how much of an influence people like her, like and Stevie Nicks, like you say, have had within female showmanship and female front women, so to speak. It's a huge loss.
Yeah, and if you want to find out more about Fleetwood Mac, I would absolutely urge you to like check out the documentaries about especially that era from kind of Rumours onwards, is because they were so, like the fact that they managed to get any music produced at all was immense. There was so much like infighting between multiple members, and like absolute like marriages breaking down, and like massive drug addictions and stuff. It was insane.
There's always a lot of drama going on.
Yeah, absolutely. But like all of that kind of that tension fueled some of the best music that they produced. Like there were two tracks on Rumours, which were basically like outlining the two sides of a breakup, like within the band with Lindsay Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, and like they were the two sides of their argument essentially. And it's just like knowing that, listening to those tunes, it adds such a gravity to the importance of them. But you had that as well with Christine McVie and John as well. So it was just mental. Like the amount of just drama, just drama in the band. It was just fucking mental. But yeah, like rest in peace, Christine, and just thoughts go out. Right, let's do a hot take. Let's bring this podcast back up to our usual. Right, so we've got a hot take. Our last week's hot take was based on the Crowther hot cake. So the hot take was hot cake, and the opinions were divided so much. So we've got a 50-50 split between yay hot cake and I prefer my cake cold. So we've got like an absolute 50-50 split. So there's no decider there. What I will do though, I will double check back by next podcast, and I'll see if that has changed. If there's any change in it at all, we'll call it there and then. But for now, it's a stalemate. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened this week. Right, this week's hot take I've taken from the Pedalboards of Doom group, and is from a gentleman called Gabriel Cruz. And he said, rare, expensive pedals are for suckers. I feel this one might be a little bit controversial.
A little bit.
Indeed. So, which side of the argument are you taking here, Josh? What are you gonna do, pro or against this statement?
Well, context, I think, is key here.
Okay, talk me through your thought process.
Because I understand his viewpoint that there are a lot of expensive pedals and brands that I guess you I would say you are paying over the odds for purely down because of the name.
Okay.
I'm not going to say any brands because I don't want to piss any of the wrong people off. But you kind of, you do pay over the price for some brand names when there can be other brands that, do the same product but cheaper and, 9 times out of 10 better. So I understand where he's coming from, because expensive pedals can, you can kind of pick up cheaper elsewhere. So,
yeah. There
sometimes
are alternatives out there, aren't there?
Yeah, there's alternatives out there, where you don't have to go and spend, say, £450 on a reverb, for example.
Okay.
But at the same time, a lot of pedals, that are on the pricier spectrum, do warrant, better algorithms and things like that, which do make a better product.
Okay.
And personally, for me, I would love to be able to own expensive pedals, because me personally, I think you do get better products with paying more money. So, like, I wouldn't say that they are for suckers in that respect.
Okay. So you've taken it very much from the kind of the brand new, rare and expensive pedals. So pedals that you can go out and buy today that are from perhaps a manufacturer who don't produce hundreds and hundreds of this product. Say, for example, Analog Man, who do everything kind of hand soldered in house. They've got a small team of people making like their circuits, and you have to go on a wait list if you want a King of Tone, and that wait list can take you 2, 3, 4 years. So from that, like you're talking what they charging for a King of Tone, I think it's in the region of about 300 quid.
Yeah, it's about I think it's about, was it $400 or something like that off the top of my head. I could be right, I could be wrong.
Which for a dual drive pedal seems quite excessive. But because of their wait list, they could probably charge double that and people would still buy it. And in fact,
and again, they are they're getting that price because of the name. They've built that reputation.
Yeah. And to be fair, they could hike up the price. They know this because people buy them and they'll sell them on for more. So they know that there's a market for it. They know they could do it and they could get away with it. They don't. They've gone on record of saying we don't we don't control this inflation. These pedals are available and we will make them available, but there is a wait list. And that's there's no getting around that because we're a small team. We're not going to expand. We're not going to make this into a mass production because we don't want to flood the market with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them because it kind of devalues the product a bit then. However, when I first saw this statement, rare and expensive, I was thinking the Klon. I was thinking your standard, your original Klon, like gold and silver Klon, talking 5K for a pedal. They are rare. They are very, very expensive. Are they worth the 5K, or are you better off, as you say, searching for those alternatives that are available? Like the J Rocket Archer apparently is a very, very accurate representation of the Klon. The Ryra Klon is supposed to be held as an excellent example. You've got stuff like the Tumnus, which have taken the Klon idea and ran with it a little bit and expanded even further onto that. So you've got the options of getting that Klon sound, but without having to spend what would easily get you a very, 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 very spec'd up custom guitar.
Yeah, it doesn't. I wouldn't say it doesn't help with. I'm trying to think of the best way to word it. Clons. If we're using the Klon as the example, the Klons have kind of been the victim of their own success in a way.
Yeah.
They've kind of got on that status, through people kind of like, John Mayer or whatever. And, the whole, transistors and, a lot of it is kind of, I would say, myth. It's like in a way.
Yeah.
Like the what's it on the KTR, you get almost always makes the pedal worse, almost always makes it better,
Yeah. And you've got the disclaimer on the front as well, like be aware that none of the hype surrounding this pedal is of my own making, kind of disclaimer. And the Klon itself, like the Klon circuit, is a little bit in its own kind of bubble, isn't it? It is the most extreme end of that argument. But you've got stuff like the original Marshall Blues breaker pedal, the big box one. They go for silly money these days because people have used them, because like Gary Moore, and you'll find them on like big players pedal boards. The TS10 as well, another John Mayer pedal, like a weird 80s version of the Tube Screamer, which before that people were like, nah, it's okay. Then Stevie Ray Vaughan used one, and because Stevie Ray used one, John Mayer used one. and then suddenly they're twice, 3 times, 4 times the price.
Yeah.
So they are rare and expensive. Are they better than a tube screamer that you could buy, like you could go into the shop and buy today? Who knows? Like, maybe, maybe not. No. Was that a mouthing of the word no there, Josh?
Might have been.
But I mean, Wampler did the Moxie, didn't they? Which is supposed to.
It also comes, I guess, it comes back to the hot take we had. Wasn't too long ago. Either where we were saying about the modern pedals are better than was it newer, more modern pedals are better than their older counterparts?
Yeah,
or something
yeah, like
that,
the technology that is used to create these, like the components being higher tolerances, like tighter tolerances. Sorry, not higher tolerances, and like circuit design just having come on within the past 20, 30 years as well. Yeah. No, I understand you. It's kinds of going along that similar line, but is there something to be said for like the mojo of rare and expensive pedals and the kudos of having something so rare and expensive, like something that other guitarists will look at your board and it's just like it will be sought after because you've got that kind of status symbol. Is that worth it? Is that worth?
I think that's you've absolutely hit the nail on the head there. It's a status symbol. Just because you own an original clon, just because you own an analog man, doesn't make you John Mayer, doesn't make you Stevie Ray Vaughan. And I think
Wish
that's
it fucking
part
did,
of the,
mate.
I think that's all kind of part of the key because
Yeah.
I see so many people kind of sharing pictures of their pedal boards, and they might have a clon. You can kind of tell the person when you see they've got a clon, like a TS10 or a Qtron. You automatically know what kind of style that they're playing at or playing for, and like I say, just because you have that doesn't mean that you ultimately have the ability to do so.
Yeah. So does that make that person then a sucker?
Ooh, well,
Like all the gear and no idea, I think is the term, isn't it?
yeah.
But it's not necessarily the case. It's not necessarily because you find people who have got the gear and can play as well.
Oh yeah, that there is absolutely that side of the argument as well.
I mean, just look at the that pedal show guys. Like they've got some absolutely fantastic gear. They've got some gear ranging from the most rare and expensive and sought after gear, and those guys can play.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But this is down to you now, listeners. Do you think that rare and expensive guitar gear, rare and expensive pedals, not even guitar gear, rare and expensive pedals are for suckers? It's down to you. I'll put the poll in the podcast group, and you need to decide on whether you think that is a true statement or whether you think that is false. So, we've got some news this week. We've got some news hot, spicy hot off the press. This has literally been released today. We have got Wampler have released the Collective series. So they've released a series of pedals. Look, they've released 2 pedals so far, but I think this is with a vision to expand this, almost like you'd get the JHS3 series, where they released a few little like easily available and easily like pedals that just fit into any rigs, like overdrives and like delays and whatnot. So they released a few, and then they expanded that. I think the idea is that Wampler are doing that. They're testing the water with these two pedals, and they are then going to release more and more as the collection grows. Much like the JHS 3 series as well, the collection series, the collective series, is at a budget price point. So this is the first time in the OnePlus history that they have released pedals that come under the $100 mark. So, I mean, very much competing in that same space as the JHS 3 series. So I think there's going to be a lot of parallels drawn between those two, because like very similar kind of manufacturers. They're smaller boutique manufacturers, got their start on the modding circuit, and especially with the modding Boss pedals. So let's have a look at what these two pedals are. So we've got the first one is the Triumph Overdrive. So the Triumph Overdrive is a green style overdrive, and I think on the within the marketing spiel that's been on like Sweetwater and stuff like that, they said it's kind of aiming towards like the SD1 kind of sound and the Digitech Bad Monkey, which is a pedal that's got quite the cult following. It's seen like quite a few people,
which is kind of weird, because when you hear green style overdrive, your mind kind of takes you to a an Ibanez pedal of some sort.
Yeah. But I mean, you like when you're saying a green style overdrive, it's almost transcended that original Tube Screamer circuit, and it's like it's a synonym for mid hump overdrive, isn't it? So you get the idea of what you're going to be getting straight out the gate. You're going to be getting a very mid-rich overdrive sound used very, very well with single coils to like fatten it all up, or with a driven amp tone to kind of tighten up all of that, like the flubby low end. So the Triumph Overdrive has got a 3-band EQ, as you find on many of the Wampler pedals. So I mean, that in and of itself kind of sets it apart from your everyday Tube Screamer, which has a sweepable tone knob. You've got your 3-band EQ, you've got your gain and your volume, which you'd expect, but you've also got a flick switch as well, like a mini toggle, smooth mode and punch mode. So your smooth mode is your standard mid-rich overdrive kind of tone. So you're getting your classic Tube Screamer style tones, but with a 3-band EQ. So taking the like almost the spirit of the Bad Monkey, which was like a 2-band EQ, but then also giving you control over that mid-range as well.
I was going to say smooth mode doesn't turn your guitar into playing Santana.
I mean, with a 3-band EQ, I suggest you probably could get some Santana tones. But you've also got the smooth mode is your kind of standard screamer kind of mode, and then you've got punch mode, which shapes the lower end, kind of gives you a bit of a boost towards the lower end, so makes it more of a full range rather than a big push in the mid range. So we've got quite a versatile sounding drive. Now, I've not had a listen to any of the sound examples of this one yet, but I'd be very interested to hear this one, because it's almost kind of seeming Swiss Army knife style drive here. So we've also got a second pedal within this lineup, which is the Phenom distortion. So
that's the sound of Mike Tyson trying to say Venom.
Fuck's sake.
Tell me you can't hear it.
I mean, I'm saying nothing. Iron Mike, just bear in mind who said who made the comment here. When you come for us, point your anger in the right direction, please. So the Phenom Distortion is a high gain distortion pedal. I hear that it's pointing towards the 5150 sound, which is very interesting.
I must admit, they look so much nicer than the JHS series. I've kind of found the JHS ones, like, we've said that
The Tesco value.
Tesco value sort of thing, and I really don't like how they look.
Yeah, they are very plain. I mean, it's a minimalist look, but it's very hard to kind of distinguish between the two, isn't it? Like between any of the series, unless you're reading that tiny text that says like chorus or overdrive or whatever, they all look on the surface very, very similar. I get what you're saying.
If it was like I had a bunch of them on my board and I was looking to turn on, say, a phaser, for example, I'd be like, oh, shit, which one is it, kind of thing.
Yeah. And some people have taken that aesthetic as a challenge and have like painted their own graphics on the front, which I find really, really cool. But your standard, like bog standard Billy guitarist isn't going to be, doesn't have the artistic skills and the time and the effort to do that. Well, yeah, I put my hand up as well for that. So it's like the two Wampler pedals. They've got a very the aesthetic is very similar, but they're different colours and there's different highlights as well, like different highlight colours. So you would be able to tell the difference between them on a dark stage. But yeah, so this Phenom Distortion. We've got a classic mode and a bright mode. So you almost like a rhythm tone, and then like the bright mode is designed to really cut through the mix. So maybe if you're like the single guitarist at a band, you'd use your kind of classic mode, and if you're like within a bit heavier of a mix, maybe you're competing with a keyboard player or another guitarist, then you slap on the bright mode to get really heard. Again, you've got the 3-band EQ, they've got gain and the volume. And like I say, 5150 style drive, I am to believe. You don't get many 5150 style drives at that price point.
No.
So
I think probably the nearest you get would be, is it the Mooer kind of preamp sort of series pedals? I think that's probably going to be your nearest bet to that sort of ballpark, I would say.
I think, didn't MXR do a like Eddie Van Halen style drive?
Possibly. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure.
I don't know what he did, an adult. It's not necessarily my wheelhouse. Is the higher distortion stuff. I know you get similar kind of higher gain fire breathing tones out of like the BEOD Deluxe and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's an MXR 5150 EVH overdrive, but that's £233.
Yeah. So this is coming in well
double
under
the
that
price.
And when we were having a chat with Richard over at Wampler, like he couldn't say anything about the pedals specifically because they were under embargo, but he mentioned like he had been trying something that was in the pipeline that he thought was one of the best drive pedals that Wampler has ever produced, and I think he was probably talking about this Phenom Distortion. So, Richard from Wampler approves. They've released the Chasing Tone podcast actually this week, which talks all about the lineup. So, if you are interested in hearing a lot more about these from the guy who made them, check out the Chasing Tone podcast because it's great stuff. Like he's a hugely knowledgeable chap. He's our Brian Wampler. And you get to hear from the horse's mouth exactly like how these pedals go down. So, from Wampler releases to Joyo. Joyo have they announced one this week, but almost as soon as they announced it, I went on Google and tried to find some information about it, and there's not a great deal out there. But so the Joyo Argos has been released. So
only
first
British
of all,
people are going to understand why that's so funny.
Yeah, for the British listeners, it's much like the Moist Reverb, isn't it? Like, it's a very unfortunate name. So Argos for our overseas listeners, the Argos it's like a chain of. It's really hard to describe it, isn't it? It's like a like an outlet store that you buy. You can buy like any manner of stuff, like sofas, jewelry, games consoles, kids' toys, just like any manner of things that you can buy from it. But it's the way that the store is set up is it's so unique and strange. It's you look at what you want to buy in a big catalogue, like big laminated catalogues, and then you order it, and it comes like there's a collection point, and like you get a ticket with a number on, and you have to wait for your ticket number to come.
Order 362 to your collection point, please.
It's exactly that. And then, like, almost as if by magic, from this portal from the back of the shop comes your strimmer or like your I don't know, 3-piece sofa or something. It's the most bizarre shop. Like, I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it's so popular over here, but it is endured. It's endured my entire lifetime. So that's a good 30 odd years worth of like high street sales. So it's a weird name for the pedal. I know that there's like ancient Greek city. It's an ancient Greek city, isn't it, or something like that? But
Jason and the Argonauts.
That's it. Yeah, they ordered the ships from the big laminated catalogue. So for us UK listeners, it's a bit of a strange one. The name Argos has got those connotations which we just cannot. It's like if they released the Joyo Walmart
or the Joyo Target.
Yeah, something like that. You'd just be like, what? But yeah, so if we actually talk about the pedal itself rather than the really odd name that it's got, it looks like it might be something that you would get along with here, Josh. So its controls, it's got 3 like normal controls and 2 tiny pots. So you've got attack, gain, tone, gate, and level. So to me, I think that's probably looking at something like the Horizon Drive. So something along those lines. So you've got like an inbuilt gate, so it's got to be quite a heavy tone pedal. And literally the only thing that they released about it was a picture of it and just going, the new Joyo Argos. So it looks like it might be like a high gain, modern, precise kind of drive. So, what are your thoughts? Like, aside from the fact that it's based on the laminated Book of Dreams.
Weirdly, I'm typing Joyo Argos, but nothing's coming up.
Yeah, that's the problem that I had.
Google.
It like flashed up on Instagram for like a day, and then it completely wiped out. There was no information on it.
Somebody leaked something that wasn't meant to be leaked.
Well, it was on Joyo's official page, so someone leaked it. They're probably getting fired.
It could. I think it could very well be a pedal that I would be interested in. Absolutely. Yeah. I think I'm going to wait to kind of see what the reviews are when it comes out first. Maybe even Joyo, if you're listening, want to hit one up for Pedal Boards of Doom. then I am game.
That's it. I think they released something similar in the R series not so long back. It was like a red pedal. I think it was called like the Dark Fire or something like that. I think that was supposed to be based on the Precision Drive. But this is searching my mind now, this one. Because I'm supposed to be the budget pedal aficionado here, but it's definitely like the wheelhouse of the budget pedal end that I don't necessarily dip into too much is the high gain, the distortion side. But I can't remember what that one's called. It's like
I'm just Googling.
Man Googles thing on the internet.
Are you on about the Ultimate Drive?
No. We'll come back to it. It's fine. I'll do a bit of research. If any of you listeners know which pedal I'm talking about there, drop us into the Fret Talk podcast group, because I'd be really interested if it is an actual pedal or if I just dreamt that Joyo had released like a ultimate high gain kind of modern drive pedal within the R series.
Is the Uzi, but
no, the Uzi's based on the BEOD. So I Am to Hear.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We've done that one on not Pedalboards of Doom. I've done it on the
BPC.
Yep, I've done that one. Right, we've got a final bit of news this week, which is Harley Benton. It almost seems like every week, even if there wasn't any guitar news within a week, Harley Benton would still come through. They are the MVP of guitar news, because every week they release something just a little bit different. So this week they have released, I don't know what their exact like product name for it is, but it's basically a Mustang bass. It is like one of these short scale Fender Mustang style basses, and they've released it in a number of fantastic colours. So the question is, short scale? ? Would you be interested? And if so, what colour are you talking, Josh?
Well, I have a bass. But if I didn't have a bass, and I was looking into it, I'm just trying to pull up the colours now. I should really start like opening all these up before we actually start the podcast.
I mean, the fact that they are short scale is really, really guitarist friendly, isn't it? Because if you're transitioning from playing guitar to playing bass, it can be a very daunting task. Like, it can be so much of an issue that it's really difficult to even get down to the first fret, because the neck seems so long in comparison to guitars. So it's very much...
Here we go, got them up.
It's very much helpful for guitar players who transition to playing a bit of bass to have that short scale.
To be honest, the black with the mirror pit guard is really bloody nice. I'm a bit of a sucker for a mirror pit guard, so I mean, to be fair, I'd go with that. But say if you're somebody who at home, recording their own album, for example, and you haven't got a bass, £85 for a bass, is good value for money.
You'd be paying that on the used market for like a Squier bass,
like or like I don't know, like an Ibanez bass or something like that.
And this is potentially more, like, even more suited to it, because like tracking on a full size bass is tough. All the bassists out there are just like rolling their eyes and going, "Ugh, guitarists." But yeah, like it's exactly that, isn't it? It's, if you're not if you are used to playing something with a shorter scale length, and especially if you're like a player who plays like Gibson scale length as well, going from that to a bass guitar is a massive, massive stretch. Pun not intended, but very much there. So yeah, it's like if you're at home and you're doing like you're tracking a solo album effort, you can try and do bass guitar on like keyboard and do like a MIDI style bass and get an okay kind of tone out of it. But I find like if I try and track bass on a keyboard, the bass lines that I play aren't the kind of stuff that I'd play if I was playing an actual bass. So you don't quite get like, even if the tonal quality is very similar to an actual bass guitar, you're not getting the same kind of feel. And for this price, what would you say, 85 quid?
85 quid plus shipping, so you're probably going to be talking about 100 quid in total, which
that's
bloody good value.
That's hardly anything, is it? Hardly anything. Right. The one that I'd go for, usually I'd go for anything that's kind of surf greeny kind of colour, but I really like the purple.
The purple is nice, but if it's the mirror pit guard on the black that does it for me.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. So, I think that's our podcast for this week, isn't it? That is the one.
I think so.
And if you follow us along to the Patreon, we're going to be talking a little bit about Metallica's new single. Ooh. So,
which I'm really gassed to talk about.
Absolutely. I've got some strong opinions, but we'll save that for the page. So, as little as $2 a month, you can be one of those people. For as little as $2 a month, you get extra bonus content. Doesn't happen every week, but we've been on quite a roll actually. We've released weekly page stuff for quite a while. So, we're on about 14, 15 episodes now. So, like, for as little as $2.
My rant the other week even got people. We had some new people sign up for the Patreon purely just to hear my rant.
Indeed, I feel honoured. And yeah, I mean, what is $2 a month? That's like not even a meal deal. It's not even a meal deal. So, do yourself a favour. Sure, like just chuck us $2 a month, and you can get on that page. You can get on the page train. So, the people who back us are awesome, and they are as follows. We have got Mr. Andrew Bimpson of Rising of the Lights. We've got Mr. Adam Yeomans of Chef Tone Effects. We have got Mr. Doug Christ of 37 Effects, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and the Just Surprise Me podcast. We've got Mr. Hugh G. Rection. We have got Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. And we have got Mr. Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast and the Second Button podcast. I can personally attest. Oh, we've got one more. We've got Mr. Ross Philpott as well.
Welcome, Ross Philpott.
Indeed. We've got a brand new page. So I can personally attest to the podcasts on the list. I listen to all of those, and they are absolutely top quality. So do check them out. And check out Chef Tone as well. Chef Tone did a little Black Friday sale this week, and my gosh.
That was the problem with me. Do I get the Messiah drive or do I get the Antares? And I thought I can get the Messiah drive at another point.
I mean, yeah, the Messiah is like it's reasonably priced at the best times, isn't it? So it's one of these that you can support the boy at full price with that. But yeah, so if you want to catch me online, I am Mr. Budget Pedal Chap. You find me at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube, of course, is the home to the No Talk or Tone series and the No Talk or Tone Versus series, which this week featured the Grimalkin Fuzz on the midweek boutique, and it will feature, by the time that this is out, it will feature the Breaker Drive by Demon Effects. I wonder what Blues Breaker that could be Blues Breaker based on. It's a blues breaker. And Josh, where can we find you online?
You can find me at the Corona Mortis on Instagram, and you can find me at Josh Castle TCM on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. So, for this week, from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, from oh my gosh, it's Josh, it will be a tatty bye. And good night for this week. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Why can't you make clothes out of cheese?
I don't know why.
Because fromage phrase.
Hey.
Oh, it's a good one, isn't it?